Welcome back to the Southern Scene on WSAV. It's time to talk to Tate on Tuesday. Mark Tate joins us now.
Thank you.
Ready to answer some questions?
Anything you got.
Okay, let's see what's out there.
All right.
Hey Mark, I've got a question for you. When Obamacare actually goes into effect, what kind of functional changes should I actually expect to see in my day-to-day life with the new health care bill?
Obamacare on everybody's mind right now.
It is.
Obviously on this young man's mind.
Well, you know, unfortunately, we need to keep in mind that this act, the Affordable Health Care Act, Obamacare, as it was derisively called by the Republican Party, it was passed by the House, it was passed by the Senate, it was signed by the President, it was challenged in courts in every district in the United States. It went to the Supreme Court. It was reviewed by the United States Supreme Court. It was found to be a constitutional law by the United States Supreme Court. There was an election after that. And after that election, the president was re-elected. And so this is the law. This is the law in the United States of America. And the fact is that nothing's going to affect their day-to-day life. If you have health care insurance that your employer pays for, you're going to keep it. If you don't have health care insurance, then even though the state of Georgia didn't participate in the health care exchanges, which harms its citizens, you can get on to the healthcare.gov website and you can shop and you can find a policy of health care insurance that will pay for either minimal levels of care like the bronze plan all the way up to platinum, which is a very nice plan. And it's affordable. And so what the United States government has done is they have said there's going to be competition for health care insurance. And we're going to fix it so the companies can compete by saying, here's the place where you can come and tout your product. It's like a great open-air flea market that the government has created for health care insurance. It's never existed before. We all know that competition is good. Competition brings down price. In New York City, a shoe shine costs $4 because there's a lot of people out there competing to give you those shoe shines, and a lot of people want them. In Savannah, Georgia, it's $7. Okay, it doesn't make any sense. We got one guy that shines shoes in all of downtown Savannah. So that's a very small example, simple example of how competition works.
What about the people who've never had insurance before?
Yeah, well, they have to get it.
And obviously, and then they start going through some of these medical tests, and then, obviously they end up having all these medical conditions, and they're hit with all these medical costs. And so,
well, first of all, no, there is no longer any right that the health insurance companies have to deny you because of what they call a pre-existing condition. In other words, the people who most need health insurance are now allowed to get it, rather than the way it was before, which is the people who most need it were not allowed to get it. And the idea here is exactly the opposite of what many people fear. This is not socialism. That's something that you are essentially given by the government. All that has been said here is you have to go to a private insurance company, and buy your insurance. That is the height of capitalism. And by the way, if we're telling people that in order to drive a car, you have to have insurance for when you hurt somebody or damage that car, why is it such a mystery to say, if you're going to be alive, where you're going to make the rest of the taxpayers pay for your health care if you don't have insurance, we say, we want you to buy some insurance. Doctor shortages, there are no doctor shortages. People are not going to quit becoming doctors. The fact of the matter is now that doctors stand to have a higher revenue stream because of the Affordable Health Care Act, because more people are insured. The more people who are insured, the more ability there is for bills to be paid. If more bills are being paid, your revenue goes up. Doctors aren't going to quit becoming doctors because their bills are getting paid. It's absurd. And so the boogeyman of Obamacare will be vanquished shortly. As of today, right now, you can go on healthcare.gov and you can see exactly what you can spend and get health insurance, maybe for the first time in your life.
So this young man has nothing to worry about, is what you're saying?
I think he has less than nothing to worry about. He should be celebrating, because in a very few short years, we will have forgotten all of this nonsense about, oh my God, it's a government takeover of healthcare, and instead we'll be celebrating that we have a healthier, more successful, sound, and long-living population because they've received proper health care.
Okay, thanks a lot, Mark.
Thank you.